Hello my quilting friends! Leah Day here with a new video for the Machine Quilting Block Party. Today I want to teach you how to free motion quilt our cornerstone squares. We have a cute little design and we're going to get lots of practice quilting 20 of these for the pattern. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do for your cornerstones is to mark the flower design in the center of your fabric. Now I've just marked the flower, I have not marked the outline because you don't really want to quilt the outline in this situation. As the quilting shrinks the space slightly, it could end up showing in your finished quilt and that might not look all that good. So we're just going to quilt the flower shape. And I've already gotten started here, pulled up thread, and quilted part of the circle. So I'm going to finish up that circle and then go into the spiral. So I'm just carefully stitching on the line. And as you can see, I did a little bit of a wobble there right at the beginning. No worries. We're going to actually travel stitch around the circle a few times. So if you see some wobbly stitches the first pass around, it's not a big deal. We'll probably end up covering that up completely as we quilt around it. So now I'm spiraling in, and this is an open spiral, which means we go inside, leaving enough space for ourselves to get back out again. And now I'm working my way back out. So now I'm going to look around and I'm going to try to find the petal shapes, the straight lines that's heading out to the outer part of the petal, so that way I can start knocking out these outlines next. I'm going to travel stitch over. I'm going to stitch along that straight line, just straight out. And notice how my needle is always ending in the down position. That's really important because it helps maintain good stitch quality. If I was to leave my needle up, then as I'm pushing and moving things around, then my whole block could end up moving. So now I'm just quilting straight back. I'm going to connect and just kind of touch up against that center circle, and then I'm going to travel back. I'm just traveling right back along that line, and now I'm going to quilt the next petal. So this is how I'm going to quilt all of the petals of this flower shape. I'm just going to go in one at a time, stitching in towards the circle, connecting with that circular shape, and then stitching right back out again to form the next petal shape. Now when it comes to keeping your straight lines straight, this can be a little tricky in free motion. So here's a few tips. One thing, as you're quilting, you could rotate your block so that way it faces you. Try and keep the index finger of your right hand parallel with the needle, and then it's just kind of a natural motion to kind of push it straight into the machine and straight back out again. Obviously, it takes a little bit more time to be rotating with every single direction change, and that might feel a little tedious to you. So as you get more confidence and feel a little bit more comfortable, try maintaining the block in the same position. Just keep it in one position and minimize your rotation. I get a lot of questions about rotation and stuff, basically like, is it okay to rotate? Is it okay to reposition my block? Because a lot of people are worried that if they get used to it on something small, then they're going to want to rotate a lot when they get to a bigger quilt. Personally, I think it's just fine. I think it's a-okay to rotate, and especially if it helps you get prettier stitches, then that's something that you should definitely do, because obviously prettier stitches will make you feel better, right? When it comes to quilting on a bigger quilt, it just ends up feeling like a very different animal, and you kind of will naturally adjust to your limitations and what you can do on that bigger piece. When I'm quilting something small like this, I give myself complete permission to rotate and swing it around as much as I want to. That's the reason why I'm quilting something small, so that way it's manageable and so I can rotate it a lot. So I don't question that. I don't think it's a big deal, and it's certainly nothing to worry about. So you can see how I'm going to work my way around all of those petals, and now I want to show you how to quilt these inner designs. So I'm going to just travel stitch along that circle, and notice how I can just tap my foot pedal and take a stitch. I've just gotten really used to this machine, and I know exactly how much pressure I need to apply in order to take one single stitch. I encourage you to get to know your machine just that well too, so you can just take one stitch if you need to. So I'm travel stitching out, and then I'm going to stitch inside to form that inner petal shape. This is kind of an echo. Really like the look of that. And then to get to the next shape, I'm not going to break thread. That would be really time consuming. Instead, I'm going to travel stitch along that circle and stitch one of those pointy shapes. We've got kind of a combination of inner petal echoes and these little pointy shapes. So I think it's really, really pretty. So that's how I'm going to quilt this all the way around. You'll want to go around and do your outer petals first, and then travel stitch inside and around that inner circle to knock out all your inner petal shapes. And then if your center circle is still looking like there's some wobbly lines in here, stitch around that circle a few times. Trust me, you throw more thread at it, no one will be able to know that you messed up. And here's what it looks like whenever you finish your cornerstone squares. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to check out my video on free motion quilting basics. I cover all of the steps to getting started and how free motion quilting works. So if you're brand new to this, definitely check out that video. If you have any questions about this quilting process, definitely ask in the comments below. Until next time, let's go quilt.